Hello and welcome to Sunday the 12th of February 2023. It is Nicolini Orange here. I'm about to go to Norfolk, so let's go.
Please mind the step and the gap between the train and the platform.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just literally arrived at the train station of Great Yarmouth about 10 minutes ago from now, so it would have been about 2, roughly speaking 10 in the afternoon UK time here on Sunday the 12th of February 2023. And yes, I've still got my warm hat on, by the way. I've just literally got off the train on that side there. And it didn't take too long. Had to go through, of course, Reedham, Cantley, and of course Barney Arms, that kind of thing, and then of course eventually ending up here in Great Yarmouth. This tea here is worth a staggering £2.90. Do you think that's fair? Of course, in your opinion? You know, you can't grumble for the price these days. You have to just try and get on with it as much as you can, cost of living and all that kind of thing. It's difficult for everybody, as we well know. Obviously, big difference to Wetherspoons area, where of course the tea is a refill and it is currently £1.45. It could go up in the future to £1.65. We don't know for sure, but of course it's likely that it probably will. Something around about that. That would be my guess anyway. I might be wrong by that in the future. So if you're watching this in the future, put down what the price is so that you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, just for fun. So yeah, it's a nice little tea. That's a regular one. You can see it here. I've got like a milky flavour to it. It's nice. And just behind me is the, I would say, waiting room, which is quite nice. To sit in if you're cold. I still feel the breeze of the sea from here. Listen to this. Nice to be able to hear that very clearly. But yeah, normally the Norwich train from here will leave about 17 minutes past the hour. That's 17 minutes past the hour. So the next one will be 16:17, which is in about a couple of hours from now. And of course 15:22, of course the one on the other side, just behind me there, on platform 2. So you can't really complain about the price of the cup of tea for £2.90 at this kiosk, just literally behind me there. You can see roughly there, and of course, you know, the time it takes to make a cup of tea these days. But yeah, what they don't do is put a lid on it, which isn't too bad actually, unless you hold it in the right area and make sure it doesn't fall over. So I've literally got to walk to the troll cart in just a moment, and you'll find out in just a moment. So let's go and find out what that's all about. But you can't beat the price of Wetherspoons. Don't moan at the price of Wetherspoons when, of course, other places are a lot more expensive. Before I do move on, I did meet a friend of mine, well actually someone I knew from my middle school days. I think his name was Mark Crawford. Yes, that's Mark Crawford. And of course, he said he would subscribe to the channel. If he does, then of course, thumbs up to you. And at least I told him about touring with us. That's the main thing, and that's a good way of promoting the channel. And of course, people can buy these as well. But yeah, never mind that. But of course, yes, it was great to see Mark Crawford. Whether he does subscribe or not, we don't know. But of course, yeah, I did sort of mention it. One more thing to show you. If you're interested, you might want to know where the toilet is. And you've got one for the gents here. I think the ladies on the other side. But for those people with disabilities, then they might want to know. There's probably one around here somewhere. So this is the waiting room, and this is platform 3 and 4, and platform number 2. And I do like the clock here. It tells you what time it is in UK time, and the date and the degrees here, 9.5 degrees. Is that accurate? I presume it is. Welcome to Great Yarmouth here, and before we do say that 100% go with the green light, I'll be definitely on my way to the troll cart in this direction, because I'm not going to today wait for a taxi, because it could be a long time, especially being on Sunday, and there's literally no taxis around here. Maybe in the summer there might be some taxis around, and it costs around about £5 to get to the troll cart anyway from here. Great setting it is, it really, really is. I'm going to head off into this direction when I flick my cameras. For your personal safety, CCTV cameras maintain the recorded surveillance of this station. So cameras are everywhere you go, including my cameras of touring with us. That's what I'm doing here. So taxis will park around here if they do turn up here, but probably if you're coming on a Sunday, depending on what time of the year, you'd have to probably phone them up if it's like very quiet as it is now. But probably in summer times they normally are driven around about here. Just crossed over here now safely and waved to the cars as I crossed the road. I'm sure there used to be a path on the right hand side of this bridge, but I've got to go left. What's great about this bridge is you get a lovely view from this bridge of the Great Yarmouth Minster, which is that building with the 2 sticks there. The sound of the seagulls makes me feel happy. Hence, of course, they've made it safe to cross just over here. Well, it's not an easy thing to hold at the same time as holding your rucksack. Or actually, it's not a rucksack, it's my suitcase. The only small case that I would use for a night stay, which is what I'm doing. So that pretty much gives the game away what I'm doing. I'm nervous by saying so, aren't I? But hopefully we'll get some pictures of the hotel if we're allowed to film inside, because I've got to get permissions sometimes just to make sure it's okay. And of course you can see the Great Yarmouth Minster just there. So yeah, the fence looks sorry for itself there, but of course it's been worn out over the years. Some traffic lights over there, you can just about see them. Someone that told me about traffic lights, that the actual councils can actually make them go on red longer than 5 minutes. Poundland delivery, we don't have one in Haverhill, closed down a few months back, but they have 2 Poundlands over here. I believe that they are still open. I've got to go literally up this hill here, across this road, up in that direction. It was quicker for me to get across the road because I only had to press a button on those traffic lights, which was amazing, and they went to green straight away, unlike some other possible towns and cities that take actually a little bit longer. I don't know if all towns do it, but of course there are some few, maybe minority of towns that take longer than others. That's probably because the traffic is more heavy in some areas. The Kunj is up here, which is where I'm heading to now, and you've got signs to the seafronts, town centre, market, bus and coach stations, St George's Theatre and the railway station in the direction of this over there. That's how far I've walked so far, and the yacht station if you're interested in that as well. And on the other side it's got actually historic South Quay there. You can see it just there, and that is in that direction. So let's head up here. Police station is on the right and the job centre is up there on the left, and of course the main market is straight on. Let's do it. So just arrived here in this area, which is called the market area, and of course yes, this market area has just literally been done up, and there's probably more to come. And of course there's probably chip shops down that end, and of course yes, if I go this way you've got of course the coaches, which do a lot of karaoke stuff, especially in the summer more often than not, and probably at other times as well at the same time. So yes, I arrived here on good time now, and I think it's the time of 4 minutes past 3 here. I have been hovering around doing some videoing, so of course that has taken up a little bit of my time, but of course this is where I just literally walked from, up this hill. The police station is actually on that side, I think, and of course it's reversed, you know, when I actually look at the camera myself, because I'm looking at my face here. So the police station is that side, and if I move to this side, or actually this side, is the job centre way, and there's other sort of factory areas as well, which is also down there as well. So it's not a lot great to film down there, but all it is a hill, and that's all you get down there. And if you move around here, you get all the shops here. You've even got, of course, the Normans here. You've got Papa John. You've got Specsavers. You've got Poundland just down here. They're probably open at the moment until they shut later on this afternoon. My next job is, and that is what I'm going to leave you at today, because I'm actually going to finish my recording of this area right now. Before I do, that is one way just down here to get to the Great Yarmouth Minster, Lovely minster over there, definitely worth checking out if you get a chance to go inside that. Very historical as well. And you've got the bus stops here that will pick you up on the bus here should you need it, and that will probably take you to Norwich, that bus stop as well. So I've got to go down in this direction and then turn a right into the troll cart. So I'll see you in a little bit, and thanks for watching so far. Well, I thought I'd take my hat off to you lot out there. Welcome to, of course, the video of the troll cart in Great Yarmouth. It's Nicolini Orange, which is my stage name. That's what I use for touring with us quite a lot of times, which is the current one anyway. But anyway, yes, I noticed the picture is slightly a bit jolty. We do apologise about that. Of course, we are not doing a live stream, but it still seems to be doing that. Well, of course, we are only trialling it out, seeing if it does actually work. But, of course, it doesn't really matter. No fault of the hotel whatsoever, and no fault of the hotel when I got checked in as well. Absolutely brilliant, worth the wait, and I'll tell you my story. First of all, I approached the bar, and I presume that I spoke to a manager of some kind, maybe a supervisor. I don't know what they call it these days, but of course maybe a shift leader these days. But of course, whoever I spoke to was very, very kind in approaching me, and referred me to, of course, the receptionist, who was able to sort my check-in situation. And I had no issues whatsoever, and of course I used my card, which I prefer to pay on the day rather than paying directly a few months beforehand. And it's always good to get the booking done in advance, so you get a cheap sort of fare, or a fee if you like. I'm thinking of a bus fare there, but yeah, a fee, which was quite reasonable, which we'll tell you about later on in the video what the price was. But you've got to watch the video for more details of that. But like I say, it was great that they allowed me, first of all, permission to be able to film in this room, and a bit of the outside of the hotel, bit of promotion, free promotion. And of course, I remind you, just this once, hopefully you got the idea, this video is not sponsored in any way by Wetherspoons.